In question number 19, how the following conversions can be carried out. So in part 6, we are doing the conversion that is 16 to 80. So 16th one is 2 bromopropane to 1 bromopropane. 2 bromopropane. Propane, 3 carbon atoms. 2 bromo, second carbon is having bromine and propane CH3. This compound should be converted to 1 bromopropane. For that, first reaction should be dehydrohalogenation, that is by alcoholic KOH. So again we have to use the same reaction, alcoholic KOH, and by that alkenes are formed. So CH3, CH double bond CH2. This is the compound formed, and it is when subjected to reaction with HBr, that is addition of HBr in presence of peroxide. Then the compound formed is CH3, CH2, CH2Br. So this is the required compound, that is 1 bromopropane. So we can write this is 1 bromopropane and this one is 2 bromopropane, that is the starting point, 2 bromopropane, and that is how it is converted to 1 bromopropane. So first step is alcoholic KOH should be taken by the dehydrohalogenation, and we are getting the alkene. This particular alkene is propene, and when it is HBr addition in presence of peroxide, then anti-Markovnikov's rule is followed, and negative part of the incoming group is going to that carbon atom where hydrogen is moved, and the product is 1 bromopropane. So next one is 17th, that is it should be. And here chloroethane to butane. This reaction, we know that it should be Wood's reaction. Chloroethane, CH3, CH2Cl. To remember the product, the best way is to write it like this only. And this you can recognize very easily if the reactant is having lesser number of carbon atoms and product is having just double number of carbon atoms. That means we are using the Wood's reaction. Cl, CH2, CH3. In presence of sodium and dry ether. We can get the required compound, that is butane, CH3, CH2, CH2, CH3. This is butane. Butane in presence of dry ether, what happens? These two molecules of sodium chloride is coming out of the reaction, and that you can write here 2 sodium chloride, and by that butane is formed. This reaction is very important reaction, so you should write the name Wood's reaction. Next reaction is the last one in this part, and it is 18. 5, 6, 7, 8. So benzene is converted to diphenyl. Okay, that means 2 benzene ring. Again, the same reaction we are using in reaction with sodium in presence of dry ether. So how it is taking place, just see. This is benzene to diphenyl. So first of all, halide is needed. We are taking the benzene and it should be converted to bromobenzene. First bromobenzene, and after that two such molecules are taken to get the diphenyl. So one more Br should be here, which is directly attached to benzene ring. That means bromobenzene, and it should be in presence of dry ether, and by that the product which is formed is diphenyl. So two benzene rings are joined together. This is diphenyl. So now we can write all the products. This is diphenyl, and the starting compound was benzene. Benzene can be converted to bromobenzene by bromination, and for the bromination we require bromine and FeBr3. This is bromination. Bromobenzene is the compound formed. Benzene, and when it is treated with sodium, again sodium bromide is coming out of the reaction, and two benzene rings are joined together. So two molecules of sodium bromide is coming out when it is heated with sodium in presence of dry ether. And diphenyl compounds are formed. Now, one very important thing to remember here is that if it is alkyl halide and we are getting butane, in place of that, if aryl halide is taken and we are doing the same reaction with sodium, this particular reaction is known as Fittig reaction. So just this is the difference. Wurtz reaction when it is alkyl halide and Fittig reaction when it is aryl halide.